She really thought child support ends at 18? Not with a special needs child. The judge shuts that down fast.
Are you familiar with what he did today?
We're familiar with what they said. We don't agree that that's right. We also agree that he's being held accountable for things that aren't really applicable in this case. You know, and he's
I'm asking him not to use drugs or alcohol.
I know.
That's all I'm asking him to do. And he's constantly testing positive, and now he's taking a Whizzinator into the room.
Well, it's wrong. So we don't want.
He can be charged criminally for that. That's an offense in and of itself. Falsifying a drug test, it's a Class B misdemeanor. He's facing another 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine.
What about? I mean, our concern and his concern is simple. This girl.
I'm not. No, we're not talking about the case. We're talking.
The case?
No, we're talking about the ability to remain clean and sober, first and foremost. We're not even talking about the case at this point. We're only talking about remaining clean and sober. He's repeatedly been unable to do that, and now he's trying to fool us.
Well, he has an issue that we know.
I think what needs to happen is I think the first thing you need to do is you need to talk to your lawyer before you make any statements.
Yes, sir.
The only thing I'm going to say is that I'm extremely upset, disappointed, and taking you into custody. You know, you've repeatedly failed to appear for court. You've repeatedly tested positive for a lot of substances, and now you're trying to fool us yet again. It's unacceptable, and there has to be accountability, and you need to accept that you can't continue to do what you're doing. Mr. Terrell, you're digging yourself into a hole that you cannot crawl out of. This monkey on your back will be there for the rest of your life, and if you don't get out of it now, you're going to be 70 years old with the continual on your back, in and out of custody. You're so messed up right now, you can barely open your eyes, man.
Your Honor.
$1,800 a month just for medical bills. Imagine carrying that weight while the other parent tries to walk away.
Sent them the documentation. They told us every day they were getting the medication. They ever did. Never did. Until they finally refused to answer my phone calls because I kept calling him up what he needs to be on. I said this ADHD medicine robs him of his chemicals and his dopamine chemicals in his brain, and he goes he uses drugs to put them back. And I said the Tourette's makes him not make good decisions. It's not a good combination. And they said yes, that's the case in almost many drug addicts with ADHD, and they wouldn't fix it, right? And so I got pretty upset with him because he got out and he had a pill bottle that he got the day he got out. They had never given him any pills the entire time he was there for these things. So I agree that it's a bad problem and a wrong problem, but I also agree it's not entirely his fault. I mean, I'd like to beat this on him, but that doesn't work.
And it pains me because I think that as a father and as a mother, due to love, a lot of times, you know, and I don't know necessarily you, but people tend to kind of shut their eyes and become naive to the fact that they're using, be that as it may, he's trying to fool us, and it's unacceptable. And there has to be accountability for it. I can't just let him go when you're using a Whizzinator to try to fool us. It's unacceptable, and there has to be accountability. And the problem is that I think that what we need to do now is have him evaluated by our clinicians to see how we go forward. Okay. So what I'd like to do is, while he's in custody now, I can have it done in a very expedited manner. I can have it done within, today's what, Tuesday? We can hopefully have a report back by Friday to see, at the latest Monday, to see how we go forward. Our clinicians can talk to him, and if he's honest, figure a way to go about doing this. And I'm going to tell you now, while I have him here, I can pay everything for you so you don't have to pay for a dime. If you're on the outside, though, I can't pay for it.
We can forward you doctor's records and things like
Boom! She came in hoping for freedom, but walked out with a bigger bill. Justice served, or way too harsh. You decide.
If there's no problems, then I know that you weren't honest, and I'm going to make you go do it right back again. And we're going to continue to do it until you're honest. But, you can lie to me, but you can't lie to yourself. You can't be like this forever. At some point, you're going to be a habitual, and you're looking at 25 to life.
I
Thank
forgot
you
what
for your patience.
Thank you for your patience, but
You don't have to. And I'm really, really, truly sorry.
he
that
did man up and come in. He wasn't going to. We had to fight with him and beg with him. He didn't.
to come in.
He didn't want
Of
to.
course. No one wants to go to jail.
And because he said, I said, he's not going to put you in jail. He goes, yes, he will. And I said, no, he has a heart. He's not going to put you in jail. He knows that you have a problem. The problem is an issue, stopping the thing that's causing this is the
Is
issue.
your last name Mr. Terrell?
Yes.
We've tried that. I gave him to you.
But he didn't. We tried it. But like I said, the underlying cause, which we've only just recently found, or found that they've never treated.
I understand.
And
I
so
understand.
here he's untreated and still being treated like it's a normal case, and it's not really.
I tried. I've given him back to you guys. I've asked him repeatedly to stay sober and not use, and he continues to do so. No matter how many times I give him to you, it's going to continue, and you have to realize it. And if you think that just him saying, okay, I'm going to stop,
It has for many people.
it may have. And yes, it may have.
So how long are you putting him in for?
I don't know. For now, I would like to have him TRAS to see where they go. My feeling is that they're probably going to say that he needs inpatient rehab,
He's already been to.
not in the jail.
Yes, he has. He sentenced him to that last year. Why, Mac?
I don't have act. We didn't put him in YMAC. Did we do YMAC with him?
But they never actually treated the symptoms either.
They
So we have other. If YMAC didn't work, we have other facilities that we can go to, and we've got at least 3 to 4 different facilities, and we can continue to put him into each facility until it takes.
He has this felony case that this case is associated with this next week, of which
So
we're
will they
hoping
release
gets thrown out of court.
They have also facilities as well to help treat as well. We both do, and we both have facilities. They have more resources than we do because there are more serious cases up there, so they have quite a bit of more resources.
It does look like he went to YMAC, but that's mainly to address like this criminal attitudes and thinking. Now,
It was for drugs because he was on probation for drugs. That's why he was.
No. What she's saying is that
the program that he went to was supposed to address like his thinking, attitudes, and things. So now we're gonna assess him now that we know that he has mental health issues and as well as substance use problems. So,
His
thank
wife last
you.
time because of substance abuse. That was what it was for.
no, but she's saying no.
She said no, but this time
Okay.
yes.
Well, I think, Judge, they might be referring to the deferred was adjudicated based off of drug violations. He tested positive for many times for drugs. That's why his guilt was adjudicated in that case in this court. I think that may be what they're referring to.
Yeah, it was because he was on probation for drugs, and they actually, put him in there. And then, when he came, he couldn't even get his lawyer when he came to court. He got a court-appointed lawyer when he had a lawyer. He was paid for it twice, and it's very frustrating to us that he doesn't seem to be getting fair treatment. It doesn't. It seems like he's being held as an example and given as an example, and not being given fair treatment. And
How is he not being given fair treatment?
well,
Tell me.
I just really wanted. My wife is not going to be happy if I.
Well, no, but it seems like you're blaming me for the situation,
No, sir. What we're trying to say that he never got an assessment for the mental issue.
And they were told over and over again. I wrote
They.
the court officials, the probation officers, everyone was told that he had these issues and problems. They did nothing about it. Okay, his attorney brought paperwork to the court, Mike Monk.
Yeah, because we gave them the paperwork with all the.
Nobody did anything about it. So we keep going. You guys keep blaming this stuff, but you just keep holding him up as an example and punishing him, and we never try to find out what's the problem.
Put people in jail when they violate conditions, when they do something against the law. We don't willy-nilly put people in jail for s and giggles. We don't do that here.
So why is
If
there?
someone has a true problem, then we give them the opportunity to try to do things on their own. When it becomes evident that they're unable to, that's when we try to step in. I don't do this out of hate.
outside of he, we know that he has a problem, but outside of that, like he has a felony charge, they aren't giving these bond requirements, and this misdemeanor court is giving these bond requirements when the felony court is not. So
I can't tell you what the felony court, I want to make sure that he's not using alcohol or drugs.
it has nothing to do with this case.
How do you know that? How do you know that he's charged with a felony assault? He's charged with interference with emergency request for assistance. How do you know that the drugs and alcohol that are using did not impact this?
Because he was sound asleep. All right, and she stuck a machete through his TV.
Not the
Okay, I know we're not supposed to. I apologize.
Look,
it just feels very wrong.
I know that you see through the eyes of a loving father, and I'm not going to fault you for that. I get it, and I understand that. And I'm sorry. I really am. But I think that the best thing for him now is in a facility that he doesn't have access to drugs or alcohol. And I'm trying to do my best to keep him clean and sober. He tried to fool us now by using a Whizzinator.
That's why he didn't want to come in here. He would rather be run. That's why he didn't want to come back.
Okay, and you can't run forever, Mr. Terrell.
I know. I tell.
So it's better to man up and get it done now than to run forever and do some irreparable damage. Just bear with me. I'm trying to do the best I can to keep him clean and sober so he doesn't pick up new cases.
You haven't revoked his bond, is what he's asking.
Yes, I'm revoking his bond. I'm setting it at $20,004 right now. But if you bond him out, that's your choice. But I'm going to continue with the same things that I'm doing, and I'm now going to have him come twice a week to test with me. And the next time he tests positive, and I don't care what it is, the bond is going to end up even higher than it is. And at some point, we're going to address the issue. But I'm not going to continue to let you use. The first thing we have to do is we have to evaluate to see which one is the best one. They have mental health caseloads. They have the first thing that needs to happen is we have to have him evaluated, speak to a clinician. They can tell us which the best path to go forward. They may say he needs intensive outpatient treatment. They may say he needs SATF, which is an inpatient facility. I don't know until we have him evaluated. But understand, I like your son. I want the best for him. I really truly, and he doesn't get it.
No, because we watch on TikTok him being in front of your court, and we're going, what the heck is that doing on TikTok?
I live stream all our proceedings, and that's what we do. So it adds transparency. So
I'm going to have to excuse myself.
Please
I'm not helping. I know.
Look, you're not making us mad, and I understand how you feel, and I get the loving father. I would be in the same position as you, but I want to keep him clean and sober. That's the bottom line. I've tried to do it the other way. It's not happening, and he's fooling us. So the only recourse I have is this. So if we can set it to your ass ASAP, hopefully we can have the report back by Friday. At the latest Monday, they will tell us which is the correct course to go, and then we can all sit and talk and decide what to do. At the end of the day, if you want me to just do nothing and
I'd rather you help him.